Hello everyone, let's talk about the hard problem on Leetcode today. Minimum cost to hire K workers, Leetcode 857. In this problem, what we are given are like n workers and two integer arrays. One is the quality and another is the wage. And now we have to select K workers from this in what they are calling like a paid group. And to hire the group of K workers, we must pay them according to the following rules, right? So first, rule number one is every worker in the paid group must be paid at least their minimum wage expectation. So this wage expectation is coming from this wage array, right? And second thing is, second rule is in the group, each worker's pay must be directly proportional to their quality. So what this means is if a worker's quality is double that of another worker in the group, then they must be paid twice as much as the other worker. So now given this integer k and these two arrays, return the least amount of money um, we need to pay in order to form this paid group satisfying the above conditions. Answer this within the 10 to the power of -5 of the actual answer will be accepted. The reason they are saying answer within 10 to the power of -5 because we are returning a double as thing, and so doubles are not totally accurate, so there may be some discrepancy, but within the certain range the answer should be provided. So the first let's look at the first example. And what we have to do is like first uh, like the three workers, and first worker's quality is 10, second worker is 20, and third worker is 5. And then similarly the minimum wage requirement from them is 70, 50, and 30, and we have to choose K workers to form this paid group. Then we so one the optimal answer is we pay 70 like whatever currency, rupees, euros, or dollars to zeroth worker, right? So we get we pay 70 to it, and then we choose second worker as worker number 35, worker number 2, which whom we have to pay 35, because even though their wage requirement was 30, the second rule says that we have to pay them proportional to the quality. And in this case, worker 0 was getting 70, so half of it is 35, so we have to pay the other worker also 35 because they bring half the quality. And this is the minimum answer or minimum money we have to pay to form this paid group. Another selection which we can do is worker 0 and 1. So for example, in this case, uh, yeah, let's draw it a bit. So in this case, like the total quality that we will get from worker 0 is 70, right? Sorry, 10, uh, and uh, and we are paying 70 for it, right? And similarly for worker 1, in this case will be like the quality will be 20, right? So we have to pay at least 140 for it, like as per rule number 2. But the minimum required from them was just 50. Our total like cost for the company will be 210 when it comes to paying this minimum wage or the total wage to this paid group. Another group could have been like we choose worker 1 and worker 2. So in this case, worker 2 is getting like how much? uh, 30 from like wage, right, for the quality of 5. Now worker 1 will be getting like 20, which is 4 times the quality, right, of worker 2. So in this case we have to pay 4 times the price. This is 120, even though the minimum required for them was just 50, right? And but we will be paying 150 in total. And now we can see that 105 is actually minimum. Now just let's jump into the solution space. So one very good analogy can be like, suppose let's look at a diagram. Like suppose that um, uh, we are actually buying what you say bananas or apples from the supermarket, and there we can buy them in the buckets or in the baskets. So uh, what we can think of quality in this case is quantity, right? That we are buying. For firms, quality is what employee brings or the worker brings. But and for us, what how many bananas, for example, we buy. Now suppose that we have a basket of bananas with 10 bananas, 20 bananas and 5 bananas, and price of these baskets is like 70 for the first basket, 50 for the second basket, and 30 for what do you say, the third basket. Then we can see that price per banana or the unit price for each banana in the basket one will be 7, in basket 2 will be 2.5, and in basket 3 it will be 6. And now we have to buy K baskets, right? Like in the end, right? So first thing we have to do is like we have to sort them based on the what do you say, unit price. The reason for that is a rule too, because we have to pay this like same unit price for what you say, all the bananas in the basket. So we want the one with the lowest unit price. And second thing is like once we add an employee to the group, if you remember, the all the employees will get the same unit price, right? So for example, if I select this banana initially, I pay 2.5 for it, but then if I select 6, then I can't pay underpay this banana. For this banana I have to pay the 6 rupee unit price for all the bananas we have bought so far. So now let's look at the algorithm. So first thing we do is like we find the bananas from bucket or basket 1. So we will pay 2.5 unit price for those, and we will buy 20 bananas. So we have 2.5 into 20, right? We have paid 50 for now, but we have to select two banana baskets, right? So instead of one. So we have just selected one so far. Now, as soon as what you say, basket 2 is added, we our unit price for all the bananas will become 6 because of the rule number 2. And in this way, I think the important thing is like we are already taking care of the minimum wage criteria, which was rule number 1. Because the next person or the next basket will always get their required minimum unit price, right? So in this case, we'll be paying 6 for like 20 kgs, right? And we will be also paying like the quantity of second basket in the sorted order will be 5, right? So we'll be buying 25 units for what do you say, 6 per unit price. So we'll be paying 150. But is this our minimum? We for sure know 105 is minimum, but it looks like no, right? So we don't know yet. We have to iterate through all the elements in the array, and then we have to find out like which two or k what do you say employees we have to take. But now we have already reached the limit of 2. So now we have to kick out one of the baskets from this one, because and which one should we kick out, right? Because we can only select 2, and the answer for this will be the one with the maximum quantity, right? Because we are paying, if you look at it, we are paying the same unit price for the basket with 20 bananas and one with the 5 bananas. So we want to pay the cheapest or the lowest price for those. So we will get rid of this banana basket when we are processing the next basket, so which is where only one is remaining, which is for unit price 7. So as soon as we see the unit price of 7, now all the bananas will be at unit price of 7. And because we got rid of banana basket of 20 bananas, we already had 5 from earlier, plus this from this basket we had 10. So this will give us 105, right? And we check whether 150 is minimum or 105, and for us this one is minimum and this one is not. So we will return what you say 105 as the answer. Of course, if there are more banana baskets to process, we will keep on processing them. Our unit price will go on increasing. And now let's jump into the code part. So first thing we need to do is like we have to create the list of what you say unit prices, right? So one way is like I can create a tuple or pair of integer and double, where integer can be like an index into the like worker number, and the value can be the double value there. Another way can be I can use index as what you say a value itself. So what I can do is I can say list of workers, uh, and in this case we know the length of this array list already, right? So I can just pass it, just a minor optimization, but yes. And now I will just do I will just loop onto this workers, and add quality to it. So sorry, add the indices of the workers to it. So we can say workers dot add I. That's it. Yeah. So or what I can also do is like int equal to 0. Oh, sorry, quality dot length, for example. Right now we have to sort this workers based on the unit price, right? So what we can do is we can say collections dot sort, and I can pass this workers list, and I can create a new comparator, right? So I can say a comma b, because we are dealing with index. So what we have to do is we have to say um, so we have to say wage of a divided by I actually have to pass double, yeah, double dot compare, because we are doing two things, right? We are comparing wage of worker A with wage of worker B. So we can say double, and because they are integers, so I have to do this conversion, and I have to say quality just to get the unit price, right? So we can say wage of worker A. So this is one thing we have to compare, and similarly I have to do the same thing for worker B. So we will get wage of worker B and quality of worker B. So that's it. Now that we have sorted the array, let's create the max heap, and we can do it in Java using priority queue class, right? And we are creating max heap based on the quality of workers. So we get the worker with the maximum quality first when we are storing it in the heap. So we'll see how. So we can say max heap new priority queue. And again, in terms of comparator, we can pass two what you say indices again. This way we don't have to create any tuple or anything to store the value like we discussed earlier. So what we will do is like we will again need quality array, and we can do integer dot compare, similar to what we did for double dot compare. We can use those classes directly, and we can say quality of B and quality of A. So I think this is what we have to do. Once we do this, now we can start iterating onto the what you say this like what you say this workers array that we just created, or workers list that we just created. So another thing, last thing we will need is double answer, which is like total price that we pay, right? And we can set it to double dot max value, because we want to return the minimum value here. So yeah. And we will also need total quantity. We are, oh sorry, not quantity, quality that we want to get from the workers or in terms of banana, it will be actually quantity. So it will be 0 in this case. And now that we have it, so we can now just start looping on to the workers. So we can say worker idx on workers. So we will get the workers in the indexes of the workers in the sorted order, as we in terms of like a ratio that we talked about, that is unit price for the quality. And the first one we will get will be what do you say? So we will sum up the quantity here. So if you remember, I think the one with the lowest price to what you say, sorry, lowest unit price will come first, right? It's in ascending order. And second thing we will do is as soon as we do it, we actually our total quantity will go up and also the total price. But we will come to the total price calculation in a minute. Then we will add this worker to our list because now he's or she is this worker who is part of this K group, right? And we can just add a worker IDX. And once we are done, I think we will check if we have reached the size. Like, is our size more than what you say K? Then we have to get rid of some workers, and we will see what we have to do there. But if we have reached the size now, yeah. So every time we add the worker, we check like if we have reached the size. So whenever we reach the size, what we have to do is we have to just what you say calculate the total price that we will return. So it will be total quantity. So it will be math.min of whatever total price we had so far. And now we recalculate it, right? So it will be total quantity into uh, total quantity into the current price, right? Because our quality would have gone up. So what we will do is like we will calculate the current unit price. So we can say double unit price is equal to what will be it will be equal to wage that we have, right? And wage of worker index divided by double, like we were doing earlier, double of quality of worker index. So it will go up a bit, but I think if this is minimum in a total way, then I think it's done. So yeah, once we have it, total quantity into the sorry, total quantity, yeah, quantity or quality, I think you understand, right? So we can call it actually total quality here. So I should call it the same into the unit price. And once we have it, this will be our answer. But now let's handle the case when the heap size will be more than K. So if you remember what we have to do in this case, we will reduce the total quality by the one with the most number of quality or most amount of quality in the heap. So we will just say max heap dot remove and yeah, but sorry, I will get the index back, so I should remove quality of maxHeap dot remove. So that should do it. And now we are done. I think we just return the answer, which is total price in the end. So I hope you like the solution. Let's now run this code. There are some compilation issues. So what are those? So it says that they are okay. Collections are sort. Because I just need one more, maybe this thing, missing parenthesis. Okay, now it says that because again I will need one for the closing the constructor. So hopefully this does it. Awesome. So now let's submit this code. Cool. Yeah, I think it's still slow, but I think it's still accepted. So the time complexity in this case will be for sorting. I think it will take O of n log n time, right? And then we create a priority queue of size k. So adding and removing will take log k time. So it will be, and we are doing it for n workers, so it will be n log k. So overall time complexity will be O of n log n. And in terms of space complexity also, it will be O of n, because we are creating this workers array which has n elements, and then priority queue of size size k, which will, even though k is less than n, but our worst case complexity is O of n. So I hope, or O of n plus n plus k, if you want to keep it this way. So I hope you like this solution. If you do, please, if it helped you, please like and subscribe. Have a nice time.